Assalamu alaikum everyone. Hope so you people are doing well. So today we are going to discuss about multiple pregnancy. So what is multiple pregnancy? Pregnancy consisting of two or more fetus. So here in this diagram you guys can see that we have one fetus here and another one over here. So two or more fetus. So now what are the risk factors for having multiple pregnancy? Number one risk factor is assisted reproduction techniques. So, what do we mean by assisted reproduction techniques? Number one technique is ovulation induction. And number second is in vitro fertilization, which is also known as IVF. So, what do we mean by ovulation induction? Ovulation induction is a fertility treatment which uses different sort of medications to cause or regulate ovulation or increase the number of eggs produced during a cycle. So chances of pregnancy increases. And number second one is in vitro fertilization, in which mature eggs are collected from ovaries and fertilized by a sperm in a lab. This fertilized egg is then returned to the woman's womb to grow and develop. So number second technique is, the number second risk factor is increasing maternal age. Greater than 45 years of age, it is said that there is more risk of having multiple pregnancy. Number third is high parity. Number fourth is black race, and number five is maternal family history. Okay, so now I am going to explain classification of the multiple pregnancy. Okay, so we can classify the multiple pregnancy on the basis of number of fetus, on the basis of number of fertilized eggs, which is also known as zygosity, on the basis of number of placenta, which is also known as chorionicity, number of amniotic cavities, which is known as amniosity. So what do we mean by the fetuses or fertilized eggs or chorionicity? So let me explain it to you guys in this diagram. As you guys can see that the first classification is on the basis of number of fetuses. Here we have one fetus, this is another one, so it is classified on the basis of number of fetus. Then the second one is number of fertilized eggs on the basis of zygosity. So here you guys can see that we have one egg fertilized by one sperm. Here we have two eggs fertilized by two sperms. So number of fertilized eggs, which means zygosity. Number third one is number of placenta, which is chorionicity, which means on the basis of number of placenta. So whenever I am going to use this word chorionicity, this means that I am talking about placenta. So here we have one placenta, here we have one, and this is another one. So two placentas are there. So on the basis of chorionicity. Number fourth one is on the basis of number of amniotic cavities. As you guys can see that this is one cavity, amniotic cavity, this is another one, and this baby is floating in this fluid which is known as amnion. So okay, here I also want to explain it to you guys the fraternal twins and the identical twins. So here in this diagram you guys can see that when only one egg and one sperm is going to when only one sperm fertilizes one egg, then we will have identical twins. And if two eggs and two sperms are going to when two eggs and two sperms are going to fertilize, then fraternal twins are going to be formed. Identical twins, in identical twins we have same placenta but with different amniotic cavities. Here we have two separate placentas with two separate amniotic cavities. So whenever these babies are going to share this placenta, then there are more chances of having identical twins. Now I am going to discuss the chorionicity and amniosity. Now just look at this diagram. Let me erase this. Okay, so whenever I'm going to use this word di, which means two, and whenever I'm going to use mono, it is going to be one. So Here we have one, here is another one. So we have two separate placentas. This is dichorionic. One cavity is over here and this baby is floating in an other cavity, so diamniotic. The separate placenta is written over here. So what do you mean by separate placenta? So this baby has its own placenta and this baby has its own placenta, so separate placentas. Okay, so here we have one placenta, this is an other one placenta which is fused from the center. Here we have one amniotic cavity and this is another one. So dichorionic, diamniotic with fused placenta, like which is fused from the center. We have single placenta which is monochorionic. We have one cavity here and another one here, so monochorionic, diamniotic. Here we have single placenta with single amniotic cavity, so monochorionic, monoamniotic. So how does this baby become monochorionic or dichorionic? So the reason is wait, let me adjust this. Okay, so the reason is the cleavage days. So as you guys can see that this is morula. When it is going to be cleaved at days 1 to 3, then dichorionic, diamniotic babies are going to be formed, which will have their own placentas with their own amniotic cavities. They are going to be dichorionic, diamniotic. When blastocyst is going to be cleaved at 4 to 8 days, then monochorionic, which means they have one single placenta with two separate cavities, diamniotic. Then number third, when blastocyst is going to be cleaved at days 8 to 13, then monochorionic, monoamniotic cavities are going to be formed. And when the embryonic disc is going to be cleaved at days 13 to 15, then conjoined twins are going to be formed. So now I want you to know about the causes of dizygotic twins. Number one cause is ovulation induction treatments, as I have discussed earlier. So there are more chances of having dizygotic twins, and in monozygotic twins the incidence rate is always constant and it is not affected by race, parity, family history, etc. The 2/3 of the multiple pregnancy we have dizygotic twins. The 1/3 is monozygotic twins. And by the way, these dizygotic twins do not have the incidence rate is not constant and it is affected by race, parity, family history, etc. So now let me explain in detail this incidence rate. So as you guys can see that we have 1000 twins, after which 700 are dizygotic and 300 are monozygotic. So as I have discussed earlier, that dizygotic means when two separate eggs are going to be fertilized by two separate sperms, and monozygotic means when one sperm is going to fertilize one egg. So now I'm going to discuss dizygotic ones. This point I'm going to discuss. So these dizygotic are always going to be dichorionic, diamniotic, two separate placentas with two separate amniotic cavities. So obviously there are like 50-50 chances of different sex and of same sex. Then monozygotic twins. Monozygotic twins can have two placentas, or it can have only one placenta. So two placentas like we have two placentas, then it can be the two placentas will always have two separate amniotic cavities. So dichorionic, diamniotic, and they are going to be of same sex. Then when they are monochorionic, then they can have two separate amniotic cavities and they can also have a single amniotic cavity. When they are diamniotic, which means that whenever they are monochorionic, diamniotic, then they are of same sex. Okay, so when monoamniotic, when only single cavity is there, then there are 9 chance of having non-conjoined twins and 10 chances of one conjoined twins. Okay, as you guys can see over here that not all dichorionic pregnancies are dizygotic. let me erase this first. Okay, so here it is written that not all dichorionic pregnancies are dizygotic, which means that here you guys can see this is dichorionic, here you can see that this is dichorionic. Okay, like this is dichorionic. So when you will see that dichorionic is also dizygotic and dichorionic is also monozygotic, so this point is cleared that not all dichorionic pregnancies are dizygotic. It can also be monozygotic. Now we are going to discuss the second point, that all monochorionic pregnancies are monozygotic. Now see, where can we see okay, this is monochorionic, this is monochorionic. They are always and always monozygotic. So hope so these points are cleared. So hope so you guys have understood this lecture. So if you guys have understood, so do subscribe my channel and do comment how do you feel about this lecture. And thank you so much. Jazakallah and Allah Hafiz.